myself and other people that I know that I grew up with as like very strong people. Like we're very resilient. And then even with the water crisis and things like that, we may get into that, but we're just a different breed of people. I think we can make it anywhere. We're survivors.
Welcome back to Healthier Me. Today's conversation is one of resilience, motherhood, and what happens when support shows up right on time. Joining me in the studio is Tiffany Williams, a mother of 3, an accountant, and an entrepreneur for more than 20 years. But 2 years ago, Tiffany's life took an unexpected turn during her 3rd pregnancy. She experienced homelessness for the first time in her life. In the middle of rebuilding and navigating pregnancy under extreme stress, Tiffany made the decision to return to Flint, and a move that connected her to RX Kids, a program designed to support expectant moms with direct financial assistance. Today, Tiffany is here, and I'm so excited that you're sharing your story.
Me too.
Yes, I'm excited. It's so funny because I think it was earlier 2025. There was a Be Well Saginaw Summit. They had this public health summit, and Dr. Mona actually came in and talked about RX Kids, and I'm like, this sounds so cool. And so as we were filming this new season, 2nd season for Healthier Me, they were like, can we get an RX mom? Like, do you know anybody? And I was like, actually, I do. I know somebody. And I was like, got to get her on. So I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you.
This is your first, podcast?
First time, yes.
Yay.
I'm nervous, but I'm fine.
It's going to be a breeze. It's going to be fun because not only, you're an RX mom, and we'll get into that as well, but also you're an entrepreneur, which is really exciting too. So you've been in accounting or tax services for 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
How's that?
Over 20 years?
Yeah, over 20 years. Ooh.
How is it?
Yeah.
It's very rewarding. Because for me, I started tax because people needed me. You know what I mean? Like I was in college, I was already going for accounting or majoring in accounting. And then people were like, well, can you do my taxes? And I started out doing it free because I wanted experience. Okay. And then after I was doing it for free, like my clients literally were like, you need to charge. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'll charge. Yeah. What do I charge? $50? You know what I mean? Yeah, just like kind of like a donation basis. And then it just grew from there. Like it was word of mouth. My business is a lot of word of mouth. So a lot of my clients just refer other clients to me. I don't really have to market or advertise.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, I just grew from there. And then during COVID is when I opened my office. So I've just been in my office space for 5 years.
So prior to opening your office space, were you just like at home and they would just send over their information and you would do it? Okay.
Yep.
Because you were working from home before pandemic.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's cool. Well, that's exciting. So take me back because mostly the people on the show are actually from Saginaw. But yours is a little different.
Right.
You're from Flint. So tell me about growing up there. What was it like?
From Flint, born in Flint, raised in Flint. Flint is different. I don't know. I remember I wrote we had to write like poems and stuff. We were like studying Langston Hughes and all those different things back in high school. And I wrote a poem about Flint. And like I'm a big researcher. That's a big part of how I even do taxes because I like to research and I like to learn new things. So I researched like the meaning of the word Flint. And Flint is like one of the first stones in the Bible. It's a very strong stone. And to me, I like to describe myself and other people that I know that I grew up with as like very strong people. Like we're very resilient. And then, even with the water crisis and things like that, we may get into that, but we're just a different breed of people. I think we can make it anywhere. We're survivors.
That is, I want to say, because I just saw like Clarissa Shields. She had her documentary, and I remember it was something in the movie that talked about like the Flint stone. Okay. Because I never knew, and I didn't do my research around it, but that's pretty awesome. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Flint is, good and bad. It's a city. But yeah, overall, I'm proud of where I come from because it definitely made me who I am. Yeah.
Definitely has. So when you think about the women you grew around, especially, yourself as a mom and other mothers, what type of support did you see or not see?
So I had my mother. My mother was like, to this day, to me, she's like the biggest. She had the biggest impact on my life and showing me how to be a mother. You know what I mean? And so I learned love from being a child loving a mother to now that I'm a mother. I see what it's like, the love that she had for us.
Yeah.
She also had 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, just like me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And so when I unexpectedly lost her, she passed in a car accident in the winter around this time. So
and how old were you at that
I was
time?
10 years old, turning 11, so I hadn't even had puberty yet or anything. But my mom was super amazing, like me times 10. Like, she had a big personality. She was super beautiful.
Yes, we can show the pictures during this episode.
Beautiful. She's a hard worker. She worked. Now my mom, the difference between me and her, I would say the largest difference is that she did not get to pursue higher education. So she had a high school diploma, but she was pregnant with me in high school. My mom was only 26 when she passed.
Wow.
So she had to work hard, you know what I mean? Because she had to work all these different, probably minimum wage jobs and things like that. And so that sparked fire in me to be like, I don't want to struggle. I want to go to school. I want to get my education because I need to have that just in case, just for myself, but if I ever have kids. And so I graduated from Eastern Michigan 2 years before I got married and had my first 2 kids. So I was already working in my field. But yeah, that was a big thing for me because I'm like, I don't want to struggle. But then I also, in high school, my dad was married, so I had a stepmom.
Okay.
Super amazing, another amazing woman.
Oh, that's awesome.
She was an RN, she was a nurse. And she was always like, go into the medical field. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be a job there.
Exactly.
You know, it's always.
So I always had her pushing career first too. So I had these 2 women that, you know what I mean, showed me all these different things. And she showed me how to cook, how to dress myself, you know what I mean? Like how to be a lady, how to go from being a girl to a lady.
Yeah.
She helped me transition. And then my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, after my mom passed away, my family ended up having a custody battle with me. So a lot of things are like repeat, like generational things.
Yeah.
So I ended up living with my father, and he lived next door to my grandmother.
Your paternal grandmother?
Yes, his mother.
Okay.
They literally shared the driveway.
Oh, wow.
So I was always at her house. So naturally, he was young. You know, he was doing him. He was the young 20s or late 20s. And so I just started being with my grandmother naturally. And she showed me a lot of things too. You know what I mean? Another independent woman. So I in my mind, I feel like I was raised by 3 independent women and very strong women.
Yeah.
All had careers, all had their own everything. And my grandmother passed away during COVID. So my stepmother passed away in like 2009. So I've lost all 3 of those women. Wow. Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day.
Yeah,
Like,
wow.
I lost all my impactful women in my life, but I still carry them with me every day and in different things that I do. But yeah.
Have you been able to find a different type of support system now that they are gone?
Okay. Of course, yeah. I have other strong women in my family. I have great examples of women in my family. Seriously, I have a great aunt. She was the first millionaire in the family.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's the matriarch now. She's the oldest living. The person who birthed, she's on my maternal side. The person who birthed her, my great grandmother, she had 23 kids. And she was the only child, so she started the whole family. Like, I come from a line of strong women. Yeah, wow. I'm just, you know what I mean, little old me and my.
And now, like, let me ask you, because you brought up the Flintstone and this resilience. Are all the women from Flint as well, or they kind of like came from other places? Yeah. They're all from Flint?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Wow. That's just so cool.
Isn't that
connection?
Cool?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was raised around a lot of strong women, and then now I have my aunt, which is my mom's sister. My grandmother only had 2 children, my mom and my aunt. And my aunt is like my rock now. Like, that's like she was always in my life when my mom was alive, And when my mom was working and she couldn't make it to things, my aunt would be right there. And to this, she's like that now. Like, she calls me her daughter. She calls my kids her grandchildren. And I mean, seriously, she helped me birth all my kids. She was like my midwife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was in the room every time I had a baby. She helped me like I needed her because she had children, so she knew how to coach me through it. Because I'm like, I can't do it. You doing it. You know what I mean? You're doing it.
Yep.
Because once you're there.
Yes, you can't turn around. You can't turn it back. Gotta have that baby.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I really like to hear that, especially given the fact that you lost your mom so young.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty amazing, the support system that you've had. So again, kind of going into the RX program, you became a mother before a program like that existed.
Oh yeah.
So what was motherhood like while you were raising your two sons?
So I was married with my two sons to their father. But I would say so I had more support, I guess, because I was, in house with my husband. But I like to call, it's a new term that they use now. It wasn't popular then, and I don't think people really wanted to hear my voice then. You know what I mean?
What was this term?
Call me a trouble starter or whatever. Married single mother. I was a married single mother.
I've seen this trend. Yes, I've seen the trend on TikTok. So talk to us about it.
Okay, so a married single mother is like you have a man in the house. He can be helping physically, financially. He can be helping in different ways. But ultimately, them your kids. You know what I mean? Like you have to wake up in the middle of the night. You have to take them to the hospital. You have to take them to the doctor. You have to do all these different things that really go without recognition and acknowledgement. You know what I mean? You don't get a award for that. You just do it.
Someone said it's like invisible labor.
Yeah.
Like you're doing the work and they don't see it. And here you are. So that's what it sounds like too.
Yeah.
This invisible labor that's happening.
So when we had our second child is when we were divorcing. So I was pregnant, but married, divorcing.
Oh.
So it was another level of single motherhood. And he's still involved with the children, of course, but that was difficult. I think that was like my first experience with that. You know what I mean? Like being single but I wasn't technically single.
Yeah.
And being pregnant and having to move forward because once you're 6-7 months pregnant, you don't have a choice but to keep moving.
Yeah.
So we did that, and it was a little traumatic to me. You know what I mean? Just thinking back.
Traumatic how?
It was traumatic because for me, I didn't have any major medical conditions, but I had things that would like cause me to I don't know if it would be a panic attack or whatever they would term it, but I would pass out. I'm walking, pass out.
While you were pregnant or after?
While I would just be sitting here talking to you. While I was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
And it was like blood pressure issues or whatever. Never nothing, no diagnosis, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was hard because I wasn't able to take care of myself. And I'm pregnant, you know what I mean? And I'm divorcing, so I don't have him either for anything. So I had to have another support system at that time to call on, which was like a friend group for me at that time. But yeah, that was like my first traumatic pregnancy, I would say, because it was like, what do I do? You know what I mean?
So it wasn't even necessarily financial issues that you were experiencing. It's just more emotional and mental things.
I think it was all of it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it was all at the same time. But yeah, I had some really great people that really helped me get through that. At least get through, having my baby and supporting me even through the postpartum period. Yeah.
And this was just like a group of girls, friends that you had who just...
It was some church friends. Yep, it was some church friends.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it was like an older
You had
couple.
community.
I did. Yep.
Wow. So would you say those were some of the challenges you were carrying quietly during that time?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did the church friends sort of help? How did they support
So,
you?
literally, like, because I'm hyper independent, you know what I mean? At that time, even now, but nowhere near as much as I was then. Like, now I know how to ask for help.
Okay.
But then I was just like suffering inside. It's like I would just be at home passing out by myself with my other son, who was 3 years old at the time, and I taught him how to call 911. And so my friend came over one time and she saw it, and she was like, "I'm telling my mom." And she told her mom, and her mom told her husband, and her husband called me. Actually, he was like, "Look, you coming to stay with us?
Yeah.
We got you a room, you got a bed." And they took care of me. You know what I mean? Like, they were my own parents. And they were like, "You're not going to be suffering," because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't drive to work. I couldn't drive to the store. I was on driving restrictions. I would pass out while driving. So
and doctors couldn't figure this out.
They couldn't. I went to a cardiologist. I went to a neurologist. I did like sleep testing, all these different things. I didn't have anything. I think it was just maybe the stress. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So did it? I'm assuming it subsided after you had the baby.
Yep, went right away.
Wow. I mean, you just never know, because it doesn't sound like that was happening in your first pregnancy, you know? So you just never know what can happen when you become a mom.
You don't.
When you're pregnant.
You don't.
Wow.
You can be perfectly healthy and boom.
So what stands out the most navigating that particular season in your life, especially without the assistance from your husband and maybe like a program like RX Kids? What stood out the most for you?
I think it helped me prepare for my third pregnancy. I do. Like, because at the time, you know, when you're going through things, to me, I always like to say, maybe I'm going through this so I can help someone else. But maybe I was going through that to help myself, my future self. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, that's probably what stood out, was just learning how to ask for help and not to feel shame. You know what I mean? Because I think when you are a younger woman, you know what I mean, and you're pregnant, you want to feel pride. You don't want to feel shameful. And so I got rid of that. I was like, I'm not feeling shameful. I'm going to ask people for help. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think that's important what you said too. I was talking to another person. It was a guy, and he was talking about his, son and wife were pregnant at the time. And, you kind of, older generation, I think sometimes carry the mentality like, you'll figure it out. Like, you don't have this village and you're supposed to just figure it out on your own. But as young parents, we need help. We need support. And just because you got pregnant young or anything like that doesn't mean that you don't need help.
And it's so important, because think of my situation, which is it's very different. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a mother to call. I don't have my own mother. I couldn't call my stepmother. I couldn't call my grandmother. You know what I mean? They're all older. So somebody gotta help me.
Somebody needs to help.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree. So, okay. So now you have your second son. You're kind of in the journey of still entrepreneur, in your entrepreneur journey, but you decide that you want to leave Flint.
Oh yeah.
So at what point, what made you decide to make that decision to move out of state?
So this is 10 years later, about that time. Okay. Well, 8 years later.
More than likely, you're now at a stable place.
Oh yeah.
Kids are doing great. Everybody's in school. You're running your business. 10 years later, why now?
I'm doing great. Everything is really great. At this time, I was engaged. So I was engaged to be married. I was with a guy, and it was nothing wrong. Like, it was nothing wrong as far as like what anyone else would perceive as being wrong. But to me, I just wasn't fulfilled. And so, and I honestly, I don't want to talk down about Flint, but I was just tired, because my career, what I do for a living, it's not a lot of opportunity outside of me having my own business. So if I wanted to work for a company, I needed to go outside of Flint, even outside of Michigan, unless I wanted to be in Detroit. Okay. So I found an opportunity, and the company wanted me to move to like several different states, and I chose to move to Arizona. I have family from Flint that live in Arizona.
Okay.
So I set up everything. I had several properties, and I was like, okay, I'm going to sell everything. I'm moving. I'm done. I'm never coming back.
You sold all your properties too? Oh my God. I mean, that's a bold decision though. Like, that's very bold and courageous. I mean,
I am bold and courageous.
Yes. I mean, yeah, the Flintstone, resilient, all of the things. Yes. Wow.
So I sold everything, like, and you know what? Honestly, it was certain points during the whole process that was like, don't do that. My intuition was like, this is not right. This is not right. This is, you know what I mean? Like, as far as even just selling the property. So, like, I had to mark them down. I had to provide concessions and things like that. And I was like, maybe I should just keep my house. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But no, I ended up selling the house and I moved like the next month. And I started the new job down there and everything, it was okay, but I couldn't take my children, my 2 sons. Yeah. So that was like another, like a turning point in my life. Unexpected turning point. Because it caused me to have so much sadness. Like, and I just didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? I don't want to cry.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. It's hard, especially in a custody situation, split custody, and having to go to court and tell the judge that I want to move and may not know if you could take the kids with you. So I get it.
So we had the entire litigation was like my entire time in Arizona. So it was bittersweet. I didn't even get to enjoy my move because I have to spend my money. You know what I mean? I have to spend the money that I saved, that I got from my house, selling my house. And then I didn't have what I thought was, I don't know. I think for me, because I lost my mom, that I have my kids on a pedestal. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, to me, when I look at them, I just see love. They're like the pinnacle for me. So I felt like I was away from love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was away from everything that I loved. Like, I love always to be ambitious. You know what I mean? I love to be successful. I love to make money. I love to have money. I love to do all these independent women things. I love to be with my children. And I didn't have any of that anymore.
Wow.
And then, but I also, when I went through all of that, I ended up getting so low. I got so sad that I called one of my family members from Flint. And I was like, come visit me.
Yeah.
And so she came and she's like, oh my, this house is beautiful. You know, like how I was living. She's like, this is all amazing. And I'm like, I know. This is the best I've ever lived in my life. But it's not the best. It's the worst because I don't have the people that I love. I don't have, you know what I mean? And she like made me, she didn't make me, but she like reintroduced me to Christ. I was raised in church, but I was
away from him.
Yes. Through all of these things that I had succeeded in life, like, I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know what I mean? Like, career success, everything, being married, you know what I mean? Being able to say these different things. And I was like, I'm mad at God. So boom, she was like, nah, you about to fast, we about to pray. And we did that. And ever since that day, I remember that day.
Yeah.
I remember the dates. Like, ever since that day, I was like, I found Christ like never before. And like, people say, you know, stuff like, God don't play about me. God don't play about me. Because I lost my case, but I won in life. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that. Yeah. So when you say you lost the case, the kids weren't able to move to Arizona. Okay. So they're still in Flint. You're down here. You lose. What happens next? Do you come back home? Well, apparently you came back home, but did you come home immediately after that?
Yeah, I lost the case in like January, end of January. And then I moved home like beginning of March, like a month later. Yep. And at this point, I was 4 months pregnant.
Wow. So 4 months pregnant. Now that house in Arizona's gone. All your property's gone and you're coming back home.
I have nothing.
Nothing. But you feel the best Is that what you're saying?
I didn't feel the best yet.
Okay. Okay.
Because I'm pregnant now and I'm sick again. You know what I mean? I'm passing out again.
Yeah.
So that's something that I learned that comes with my pregnancies. Because now this is my second pregnancy where I'm sick. When I say sick, meaning like I'm having episodes where I lose consciousness. So I needed a support system again.
I just hear like surrendering, like you had to surrender.
I did.
Yeah, it was a lot of surrendering. And I feel like life is just complete surrender. Like it never just stops. You know, there's always a new level of surrender. So you went through this moment of surrender and now you're home. Where do you go? You're 4 months. What happens? Where do you find support? Where do you go? This episode is brought to you by the Saginaw County Health Department, delivering groundbreaking work in community health transformation and collaborating with Be Well Saginaw partners to make Saginaw one of Michigan's top 25 healthiest communities. Learn more at saginawpublichealth.org.
So I had a friend who was married, and so she was like, my husband is coming down to move all your stuff. We filled the truck up with whatever we can get in there, and I was like, okay, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back to Arizona because I'm pregnant, but I packed a lot of clothes and things, and whatever was in my truck is what I had. So when we get back, of course, that friend was like, you can stay with me, you know what I mean, until you get back on your feet, until you get where you want to go. And so
that was beautiful.
Yeah. So I stayed with her. I stayed, you know, kind of between different people. That's why I stay homeless, because I was staying with different people.
Yeah.
Even my aunt. Of course, my aunt wanted me to live with her. She was like, you don't got to be doing this. But I'm like, no, you know.
The independent came out.
No, I do got to do this a little bit. So I did that. And then that's how I came across the program. You couldn't miss the program. It's all on billboards everywhere.
So this was marketed during the time you came home.
Yes.
And you were able to see that our kids is here in Flint.
And that friend also told me about it, the one who I was staying with.
Okay.
And then it's even marketed at the obstetrician gynecologist office.
Okay.
I mean, everywhere.
Yeah.
Market, wherever you go, you see it. And so I didn't even have prenatal care before that, actually. I didn't have prenatal care in Arizona.
So you were 4 months pregnant, no prenatal care.
Mm-mm.
Wow. And then you come back home, and now these new programs exist.
I knew I had to come home, though, because not just because I was missing my boys, but it was because I didn't understand the health systems there. You know what I mean? I didn't understand because I didn't plan on being pregnant before I moved, so I didn't know. Like, I need to research different doctors like that. So, coming home, I knew, you know what I mean? I knew what doctors to go to. I knew all these different things, but I didn't know about the program until my friend told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does it work? So did you just immediately, like, was it a phone number to call? How did you get enrolled? How did that work?
Oh, okay. Was it a phone number? No, it's a website.
Okay.
So from what I can remember. And then they need like the proof of pregnancy. They need an ultrasound. They need your license. They need to make sure that you live in the city. You can't live outside of the city. You can't live in a township. You can't live in a surrounding city. You have to live in Flint. And then, so you submit all of those different things, and then they're really highly responsive. So they get back to you. I remember it was less than a week.
Wow.
And then you get approved, and then this is how I stopped being homeless.
RX Kids was, wow. So what was that financial assistance? What did that look like?
So for the first 12 months that the child is born, you get $500 a month. No questions asked. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire. It doesn't matter if you make a lot of money. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. It doesn't matter if you're on assistance. You just can get approved for it. You know what I mean? As long as you live in the city and you're pregnant. So they initially give you, once they approve you, they give you $1,500.
So you got $1,500 to start, and then $500 a month.
After my baby was born.
After the baby. Okay,
so I got $1,500 when I was around 6 months, and then after that, I didn't get anything until she was born.
Gotcha.
And they give that to you like a week after. Like, happy birthday.
Happy birthday again. Yeah. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Wow, so you said it got you, So at this point now, you're not bouncing from home, so you were able to use that money.
Yeah, I use that as my deposit to move into my house.
I think that is so amazing. And what's exciting, so by the time this episode released, there'll be more information about our ex-kids in Saginaw, but it is something that's kind of slowly but surely popping up throughout the state of Michigan. Of course, it started in the city of Flint, and we're hoping to bring that in Saginaw. So hopefully that news will come out again by the end of this episode. But I think that is so amazing. Like you said, no questions asked.
No questions asked.
So no strings attached. You don't have to.
No.
Just
they don't care if you've been to college. They don't care how many student loans you got. They don't care. It's just here. You having a baby. Here you go. So, yeah, I love it.
I think from when Dr. Mona was at the Health Summit, I think one of the questions was, you know, like, could people misuse the money? And it doesn't sound like that's happening. It sounds like women, you know, they need it for diapers, for rent, whatever you need it for. But that was a question, you know, some people may
misuse it. What would they be doing? Like buying liquor or something? Like what? You
know, there's always that one apple, right, who does the wrong thing with certain money. But I don't think that's the case for. It doesn't sound like that's the case for these moms.
With the program too, they do. Just to speak a little bit more about the program, so they can even kind of ask you that. You get a survey every month. So you get a survey, I think, like 5 days before your payment date, because your payment date is the same every month.
Okay.
And it asks you questions like, is somebody trying to rob you for your money? Is somebody, you know what I mean, trying to manipulate you out of the money? What is it helping you purchase? Or what is it helping, you know, how is it helping to enrich your life? So you get maybe like 10 questions every month. You answer it. Like I say, you have to answer it like 4 or 5 days before your payment date to get approved. You don't answer those questions, they won't pay you. Then you be like, hold on, what happened? You remember, I didn't do my survey.
Gotta do that. Put a reminder on your phone.
Then they also have events. So they keep you engaged. You know what I mean? Not just receiving payments. So they have events where they did a thing with like donuts. Right after I had my baby, I forget, it was like donuts and cider because I had her in the fall. And
so is this a way to connect with other moms in the program?
Yeah. So you see the other moms, you see the people who you see the different sponsors, you see the heads of the organization. You meet Dr. Mona. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had the mayor of Flint at one. So this was like 2 weeks after I had my baby. I was like, I gotta take her. We was not doing good. You know what I mean? Like they helped me.
No, that is so amazing.
So I took my baby. I gotta send you those pictures too. And like the mayors hold my baby. You know what I mean? And they were like, she's the cutest baby. That was the only baby. She was on the news. She was 2 weeks old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, most women are like, let me stay at home. You're like, no, let me get to this event.
And I left out. Once you had a baby, you feel awesome. You know. I was like, oh, I'm back to myself. No postpartum. I'm good. I'm happy.
Well, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for a year, you got those payments.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
I got them until, I think, the month before. Some kind of way added up to 12 months. So it was like the month before her first birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. You hear that, people out there? If you're getting pregnant, make sure you move to the city of Flint or city. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Wherever they're developing it at, you need to be there.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. I'm really happy that you were able to get your life back on track. So talk about Tiffany, early on, 2 pregnancies before. How is she different now? So you had your sons.
Okay.
Now you have your beautiful daughter. Who are you now?
How was I different before, like when I had my sons versus now?
Now, yeah.
Oh, I'm a lot different. I'm a lot different. I was making a post on my way here, actually. Like this year, I mean, I had her at the end of 24, but this year, I've changed and grown a lot. I'm still myself at the core, but like for me, having a daughter is different than having sons. Like my sons, I can get away with some stuff. You know, I don't really want to get too detailed, but with my daughter, it's like, no, I'm not dancing like that in front of my daughter. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. I'm not having people around my daughter. You know what I mean? even if I date now, like, no, you can't meet my kids. You know what I mean? We got to date for a certain amount of time before you even get introduced. You know what I mean? And now I'm actually doing something different too that someone never did for me. One of my 3 great women. I'm getting a vanity so I can learn how to do my makeup. Yeah. So I can sit and do my makeup and she can watch me. Stuff I didn't think of growing up because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know. You can't miss what you don't have. So I didn't get to see that. So yeah, like she does everything that I do. So I want to be better for her. So yeah, I'm a lot different. I don't know how I run my business is different because I have to work around her. Yeah, you know what I mean. How I drive, everything is different.
Wow, never heard that one before.
How I drive, I used to drive crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'll drive a little slower because got my baby in the car. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy seeing like a mini version of me. I see another chance at life and different, generational things.
Wow. Yeah. So she's like your little copycat.
She is. Yeah. She copy everything.
I mean, but that's good, the awareness that you have, because I think most parents, our kids are always trying to emulate and do what we do, but there are some parents who won't try to fix themselves or become better. But it sounds like you're like, I want to be a better version.
Yeah. For sure.
Wow. So your baby, I know you said it briefly, but your baby was photographed. Was she photographed with Dr. Mona?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were holding her. And my grandmother, when I go, why you let those people pass your baby around? And I'm like, you just don't know. Yeah. These people help me. I'm happy. I'm excited. You know what I mean?
What advice would you give to the mother out there who's listening to this episode, listening to this story, hearing where you came from, some of the struggles? What advice would you give her if she feels rejected or anything like that?
Ooh, that was a good question. Okay, so
what would you say to the old Tiffany?
Cause this is just, you know what I mean, me just telling you a couple of chapters of my life.
Yeah.
So just imagine. I think to me, just knowing people that I know, and people love to tell me everything for some reason. And I do taxes, so people tell me all. I'm like a hairstylist or a bartender. You know what I mean? Like, I know all people's business.
Yeah. I mean, you see the way they spend.
Oh my God, I see how they spend too.
Yeah.
I have experienced so much rejection in life, like on every level. You know what I mean? And I know, just going to therapy over the years, I realized that subconsciously, your subconscious is really how you make your conscious decisions. You know what I mean? In terms of like me thinking, one of my therapists told me, I think you're upset with your mom. I'm like, how could I be upset with my mom? My mom didn't do nothing to me. My mama was awesome. And they're like, no, you feel like she left you. You feel like she abandoned you. I'm like, hold on. I got abandonment issues. You know what I mean? They were like, maybe you feel betrayed because she died. And I'm like, what? You can be mad at someone because they died and they didn't choose to die?
Who said the same thing?
I didn't know that. Yeah. This is just what I got from therapy. And I'm like, you know what? We have to be so careful on what we consume. So in terms of rejection and feeling rejected, to me, my motto in life is to keep moving forward regardless, even as a child. So before my mom passed away, I was always an independent person. I should have also told you that before she passed. Like my mom, I wake myself up when I was 5 years old, walk to school.
Oh my God.
Seriously, I'm not just saying that. Walk to school. I'm cooking dinner when I'm 8, 9. I'm folding clothes. I'm babysitting. I'm helping her with my siblings. I'm a mini mom, like how my daughter probably would be if she wasn't the youngest. But I've experienced rejection on so many levels, like in different companies, because I'm always the only, you know what I mean, person of this color. Yeah. I'm experiencing rejection at work. I'm experiencing rejection, with certain friendships over the years or certain family members. And then even just kind of having people who already have these support systems in place, you can still feel rejected because it's like, why do I gotta come to your house for the holidays? I don't even got my own family to go to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when you feel rejection, to me, from what I learned is I always ask God to give me what is sufficient, what I need. Because I know you shouldn't question God. I don't question God, but I hold God accountable. Do that make sense? Is that crazy?
I get it.
I go to God and I'm like, okay, you took this. You got to help me then. You got to fill my cup back up. You took my mom. You took this. And I'm not saying he took it, but it's gone. I don't have it. So if I'm starting out behind the 8 ball, if I'm starting out, you know what I'm saying, people already have a head start, I need you to bring the right situations into my life. Move the right pieces, bring the right people, bring my mind to a right mindset.
Yeah.
So that's how I deal with rejection. I pray about it, and I'm very self-aware and self-conscious. And I keep it moving.
So kind of taking that piece from the rejection, growing up in Flint, early motherhood, leaving, returning, you came back, and then you experienced this great program, RX Kids. What has it taught you about community, about timing, and the importance of support?
We are all so tied. We are all so interlinked. You know what I mean? In terms of community, friends, family, it's not just, people always just think only our family has to do this because they're family, because we're blood. You know what I mean? We blood. We gotta be however they want to be. You know, some type of undying loyalty. I don't look at community like that. But I haven't ever really been in a situation to be able to think like that, because I've kind of always been that girl without a, you know what I mean? So to me, community is whatever you make it to be. You know what I mean? But you have to you can't be like under a rock. You know what I mean? You have to research. You have to go and find out about things. You have to make yourself aware of the different resources that are available to you. Whether that resource is just a friend, a family, or if it is some type of program. You have to find the help that you need. And you may not find that help tomorrow. It may take some weeks, it may take months, it may take years. I don't know. It depends on what your need is.
Yeah. But stay open.
You got to stay open. Because I believe God can always move things, and he can always move mountains, literally, to get you to where you need to be.
This is good. So what are you looking forward to in 2026?
Oh, my God.
What does 2026 look like?
So keep taxes. That's already started.
Yeah.
Okay, I told you I'm getting the vanity, so I want to show my daughter some things. I'm moving though.
You're gonna move?
Not in Michigan. I don't think. I don't know if God got that in store for me.
Okay.
But I'm gonna move out of the city.
Okay. All right. But it did what it was supposed to do.
It did.
It supported you in a vulnerable season, and now you're back here. You're back on your feet. You're doing well. So I think that's okay.
Yeah. I'm moving out of the city, and then I got some other career goals. But yeah.
Nice.
26.
Yes. Well, I am so appreciative of you being on this episode, talking more about RX Kids. This is an exciting program in the city of Flint, and we're hoping that it'll be coming to Saginaw. I think it might. So
I hope so.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is exciting stuff. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.